So thank you, Luke, for coming out. Appreciate it.
Yeah.
Congrats on your win.
Thank
Big
you.
or Die.
Thank you.
That's a very prestigious race to win.
It's a good one. Yeah, that's we've been chasing that one for the past 4 years and finally got competitive enough to do it.
Yeah. I've done a lot of Dig or Dies myself, and I've got down to, 8, got down to 6 once, and never been able to get that win. There's a lot of racers there that are tough local racers that have a lot of data on that surface, and it's a challenge.
Yeah, a lot of those boys out there do really good. Patches, Bradshaw, really all the guys down south kind of got that territory locked down pretty good.
Yeah. So you've had your car for how long now? Your Nova?
I think I'm going on 4 years with it, 4 years. I got the car as twin turbo, LS, Power Glide, same deal that's in it really. Just needed a little bit of love. Whenever I bought the car, it was posted online by Derek Burton. It's funny, he's actually like my tuner now. He's like my main tuner.
He tunes a lot of Fuel Tech stuff.
Yeah, he does super well with Fuel Tech stuff. He does a lot of stuff really. He does a lot of radial stuff now. He's getting flown all over the place, so he's getting pretty big. Whenever we bought the car, my girlfriend at the time was like, "Oh, you gotta buy it." I'm like, man, this thing's a lime green. Like, I don't even know what I'm doing with this thing. Like,
yeah.
I had no idea. Like, I was so used to the 4-cylinder stuff, and ever since I was like, you know what, I'm getting out of it. I'm done racing. I'm not doing this stuff. My girlfriend at the time was like, you have to get it. It looks so cool. And I was like, it does not look cool, but all right. So I ended up buying it. I scrapped together money from every friend I knew because I was getting a loan for the car, but something happened with the bank stuff, and like they weren't gonna send the check in time, and I was worried Derek was gonna sell the car from out from under me. And so we scrapped together. Like, I had like 10 of my friends sitting there at the ATM machine. Everybody's withdrawing all their money. It was hilarious. We went up there, and Derek was talking to me while we were up there, and I'm like looking at this thing. This is my first V8 car. I'm like, I don't even know what's going on. Like,
yeah.
And you could tell Derek was like hesitant on even wanting to sell me the car because I was like, dude, I'm like, what do you mean? There's like a CO2 bottle. Like, what? Like, what's that do? You know, like.
So you were kind of a ricer at the time.
Oh, 100%, 100%. Yeah. So he showed me how to do some stuff, and I was like, yeah, okay, cool. You know how it is. Like, you're just buying something. You're like, oh, cool. I'll figure it out at home, right?
Yeah. That's how I was with the Falcon.
Yeah. And then I finally got it home, and it was like the next day, and me and my brother got in it, and I'm like, dude, he said this thing's fast, you know, like, I'm like, we got to be careful. He's like, okay, cool, there we are, dude. We're both strapped in. Well, there was no fuse in the onboard air, so it had no air in it at all. So we're out there.
Just on gate.
Yeah, we're out there and floor it, and we're both just like, man, this thing's kind of a turd, you know? Like, I'm like totally not happy with what I just bought. So I like called Derek, and I was like, hey man, yeah, this thing's kind of a turd. Like, this thing sucks. He's like, well, did you put the fuse in the onboard air? I'm like, no. I'm like, what do you mean, you know? He's like, all right, dude. He's like, do you have a computer? I'm like, yeah. He's like, all right, get into TeamViewer. And it was on MS3 at the time. So we got on TeamViewer, and he's like showing me like timing retard and launch this, boost control. I'm like, dude, just do something. Like, put something in there, make it go fast. I don't know. Like, and then I think it was my girlfriend and we got in the car and like finally left go of the trans brake, and it was so much fun. Like, the 4-cylinder stuff was awesome. I always did like the Evos, so it was.
What actually got you into cars, like in the beginning?
I think just growing up, I had like a really close friend, and him and his brother and his dad always built cool V8 stuff. And I just wanted to be different, buy like the 4-cylinder stuff, and just hanging around them, being in their shop, hanging out, and then just eventually getting into it myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody loves to go fast.
Yeah.
Once you feel that rush the first time.
And that was the thing through high school, you know, like if you had like something fast, take a couple girls for a ride, like it was always a good time.
So that was 4 years ago, though, that you got the car. So in 4 years, I mean, you've made huge.
That's about the length of time you've been racing, too.
Yeah, but I mean, look, don't compare, because if we compare 4 years ago, I don't know, he's way ahead of me, that's for sure. But
it was, yeah. I mean, I knew absolutely nothing. I remember when we went to the first race, I still had no idea what I was doing. You know, we like tried to take the car out and test it and just knock the tires off, of course. We finally went out and like, Derek was like, oh, he's like, well, send me a video. What happened? I'm like, oh, nobody got a video. I'm like, what do you mean? Like, he's like, well, what'd the car do? I'm like, I don't know. I lost. Like,
So how do you get from there to winning Dig or Die in 4 years?
yeah.
testing. I think for the first probably 2 years of it, I was just kind of going out and having fun, like just entering Berkeley Springs races, and that's only an hour from the house, so it wasn't a big deal to go home after. And then we started traveling a little bit, and we went to one of the Dig or Dies, and got rocked there, of course.
Happens to the best of us.
Yes, it does. I think we went down to Darlington the one time. This was probably about 2 years ago. Just got the car painted, just put a new converter in the car, didn't test it at all. Still really kind of had no idea what I was doing. We went down there, and I saw how bad the surface was, and I think it was Casey Max was there this time. And he had all this weight in his car. And I'm like, man, I only got like 2 50-pound sandbags back there. Like, dude, I was walking the track, dude. I found cinder blocks. I found 2 cinder blocks, threw them in the trunk, dude. I was finding everything I could, putting in the trunk. Not even knowing what I was doing. And my shock was probably collapsed at this point. Like, it was probably bottomed out. Like, I had no idea. I went out first round or whatever. And I literally got so mad at the fact that, like, I just drove 8-9 hours to go out first round again. Like, and I remember sitting there with Butch Smith and John Smith, and I was like, this is it. I'm done doing this. Like, I will go through a motor testing before I come out again. I don't care. Like, I got to figure something out. And I think from there on, like, I don't know if do you guys know Noah Stein?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So Noah's from up that way.
Yeah.
So we had been in contact a little bit because he's good friends with Derek. And I got a hold of Noah and I got a hold of Derek, and I was like, I got to do something. Like, I'm tired of losing. And then from that point on, it was just talking to Noah, talking to Derek, talking to really whoever would
Anybody
give
can
me
share knowledge.
Yeah, like
Noah's a good dude.
Noah is amazing.
I've noticed, like, even when at the New York race, he was helping him set up, you know,
The 3-step, yeah.
the 3-step on
Yeah.
his truck when, like, it was.
He'll just
first
notice
race of the
stuff
truck.
with your program and be like, hey, I think I can help you with this. And
And he does it in such a nice way, too.
Yeah.
Like, there's guys that'll come up to you and they're like, oh, dude, you need to do this. And I was like, hey, man, like, if you need some help,
Hey, this worked for me. Maybe it worked for you.
Yeah, he's always so good at being, like, soft-spoken. Like,
Yeah.
great dude.
He's a cool dude.
Yeah, without Noah, man, I'd still be in way trouble.
That's
Way
awesome.
trouble. But
Yeah, I think a lot of people can relate to that, you know,
Yeah.
going out first round, driving 8-10 hours.
Yeah.
I mean, I've been there
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
It's happened to me a lot when I was first starting
Yeah.
out. And it's kind of a make or break thing, you know.
Yeah.
Some people get comfortable with it, I feel like. Some people don't really care as much to lose. And then some people just, it drives them nuts.
Yeah, it was okay in the beginning, and then, like, it just started to not sit well with me at all. Like,
Because you were having fun.
I was just
But
having
then-
fun, you know, out with friends.
Yeah.
And then, like, just out of nowhere, it was like, like, that really hurts.
It'd
Like,
be funner if I was winning.
yeah, this would be
too.
way more fun to go a couple
Yeah.
rounds, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, and I just remember talking to Derek and him being like, dude, what's the definition of insanity? And he's like, doing the same thing and expecting a different result. He's like, he's like, sometimes you got to work on the race car. And then after that, it was just, you know, I bought a welder off a friend. And I had never welded a day in my life. I still have yet to MIG weld anything. I don't even know how.
Yeah.
So I just started TIG welding, and just everything just snowballed so quick. And honestly, this past year has been like, I really wanted to come out swinging this year, and it's done pretty good. I just
no
kind
shit.
of did my research, and everything's been working pretty good, and testing and testing and testing.
That's awesome, man.
Yeah.
You recently made a big change on the car. You rear mounted your turbos, right?
Yeah.
You switched to an oilless.
Yeah. So I found some comp turbo, oilless turbos online, and I was out of turbos on my car. I was running the Precision 76, 75s. And I tried like the cast wheel, and then me and Noah talked, and he's like, man, I don't know, maybe you should try like the billet wheel, like internal. And I was like, okay, like gave that a shot. And I was still like anything after 35, 36 pounds, it didn't matter from like 35 to 45. There was no gain at all. No, nothing. No converter slip even more, like nothing like that. So I found these 8080s, and they're oilless. And I didn't even care that they were oilless at the time. And I just ordered them, and then I was just sitting in the garage, and they were like on the way, and I'm like, I'm like, man, I'd really like to lighten this car up a little bit. Like,
Yeah.
And one of my other buddies at the house, he's like, I mean, we could put them in the trunk, like, and just start laughing. And I was like, dude, that's not a bad idea. Like, maybe we should give it a try.
Don't have to worry about all the oil lines and returns.
Yeah,
And scavenge pump or
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah. I'm real big on trying to make the program like as simple as possible. So like any sensors that I don't need, I don't have them. But sensors that are huge on data, I have them. Like
Yeah.
anything I don't need though, I don't want any part of it.
Yeah, I get that. I
Sometimes you get overwhelmed with too much data
Yeah.
between rounds.
Yeah. I mean, even Noah doesn't even have a screen in his car. He's good when it starts popping and banging, I guess.
Yeah.
like my nitrous S10 that I raced for the first year, it was a street truck, whatever. That was way more maintenance than my methanol LS turbo car that I race now.
Yes.
Like,
yeah, methanol is nasty.
and you can beat on it. I swear, it just doesn't care.
Yep.
So,
The Falcon's been a great car.
yeah.
Is your car pretty low maintenance?
I mean, it's just your average LS car, really.
Yeah.
Like,
Hydraulic roller.
Yep. Just oil changes, transmission flush, and
Is it a stock block?
it's a sleeved block. Yeah, we did bore it out and sleeve it a little bit. 6.0 motor. Still a 370 cubic inch. But,
Awesome.
Yeah, it's pretty simple, really. I mean, nothing you can't just buy off the shelf, really.
Yeah.
Power Glide.
Power Glide. Yep. Yeah, there's like a 169 in it right now. I don't get too into like bar angles and stuff on people just because, it's kind of like my bread and butter.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
That's stuff that people need to go out and try themselves and figure it out.
Yeah, like we've tried just about every hole there. So, like,
Pause.
yeah. Yeah. As far as testing, I've tried everything I could think of. I mean,
Yeah.
hanging
Now,
weight
when
off
you
the
make a
AR.
bar change, are you just changing the bars? Are you changing shock setting? Do you just change one thing at a time?
I have gotten a really bad habit of changing a ton of stuff at once.
Yeah.
And then I don't know what worked and what didn't. But this whole past year, I've been making changes and the car seems to be going faster and faster and faster. So I don't know if I'm just getting lucky or if I'm starting to know what I'm doing or what. Like,
The main thing is going out and trying stuff.
yeah.
A lot of people get stagnant. They feel like, oh, this worked. Well, let's not try anything else that worked. Well,
Yeah.
other people get faster over time.
Yeah,
And you
that's
have
what
to try
happens.
new stuff.
Yeah. Yeah, that's something that we try not to do is get stagnant. Like, a lot of people were asking me after the Digger Die win, they're like, oh, dude, leave the car alone. Don't touch it at all. And I'm like, sitting there, like, itching, like, when I really wanted to try this out,
I think it can
like,
go faster.
Yeah, I bet it'll go faster. I guarantee it. I mean, from the data I was getting there, like, I know it's going to go faster. I just kind of felt like I had pretty much everyone covered.
Yeah.
So I didn't want to get greedy. Like, that place is tough. Like,
Yeah.
if you get greedy there,
You
it
slip
goes
up
away
in the
fast.
middle, like
Yeah.
you can lose 10 mile an hour like that.
Yeah.
Obviously, we didn't go this year, but I feel like every year we've went, when you're down to 8 cars, it's always killers.
It's
but
a
like,
dogfight.
everyone's in within a tenth and a half. Like,
Yeah.
I feel like that surface is so tough.
Yeah.
There's a limit to it, and everybody pretty much can reach that limit with, you can have almost 1,000 horsepower car. If
Yeah.
it's light enough,
Yeah.
it can go 550s or
Right,
whatever.
yeah.
Like, you don't need a crazy, you just got to
Yeah.
know your car,
Yeah.
be a good tuner.
Yeah, that place, especially after the sun goes down and like the dew sets in there, it gets really bad. Like, I still have yet to figure that out, the whole dew thing there. But this year, the dew didn't set in at all. Like, the DA down there was like negative 700 at one point. So it was perfect
Yeah.
weather.
And then you go to a summer race,
Oh.
and the first round is like a slop.
I don't even want to go there this summer. Yeah,
dude.
it's so hot there, and
Yeah.
the
I almost
track
wish
is-
they used water.
Yeah, it would probably be a lot faster.
Yeah.
It
Definitely.
would probably be a lot faster.
It gets kind of gooey
Yeah.
sometimes.
Yeah, that, and it's just the typical, everyone dumps a half gallon of prep somewhere,
Yeah.
and it's just a
all
mess.
different preps
Yeah.
mixed
Yep.
together.
Yeah, it's just a mess.
Dude, I remember a time like we didn't go. Well, so first Dig or Die used to be at 710, which that was awesome. I wish it was still there.
I didn't go to that one.
Oh, dude, he said the other day. He said it was like it's like it makes you feel like
It's
you're
more
at a
like
street.
a street.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Was the surface good there?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
smooth.
Better than
it was,
Rockingham.
It was smooth asphalt. Like you could, like back then, cars were going probably 30s, 40s,
Right.
And that was 4 or 5 years ago.
So now people
now
can
they're
probably go
going
490s.
Yeah, I was gonna say now they're going
Yeah.
90s. Yeah.
yeah. So I probably don't even want it to go back to 710. It'd be too
Yeah.
fucking fast.
Yeah, no,
but
stay away from that.
I remember when it moved to Rockingham. We didn't go the first year, but I feel like I remember people saying like it was tough to go faster than 7.
Yeah.
Mid 6,
Yeah.
you were fucking balling. Dude.
Yeah.
Like
Yep.
it's just crazy. I feel like it's gotten a tenth faster every race.
Yeah, it's
and
true.
now it's to the point where, I remember the last time we were there, we missed a few, but like 580s was good, 570s, you're winning.
Yeah.
And
people
now
are figuring it out. People are figuring out what tire to use. People
Yeah.
are figuring out, long travel or bar angle.
Yep.
People are trying stuff, and
Yeah.
it's evolved a lot.
Yeah. And I'm not sure if like the surface is getting better, if everybody's just figuring it out better.
Yeah,
it's just a combo of both,
Yeah.
I feel like. But
I think the surface has gotten maybe a couple tenths better, but
Yeah.
I wouldn't say that it's gotten a full
Right.
second better.
Yeah.
I
I don't know
a
if you
lot of
guys
that's
have-
due to people just trying stuff.
Yeah, right. I don't know if you guys have noticed there, but every time I'm there from like like probably like 450 foot on, my car like dead hooks for some reason out of nowhere. Like and I think that's part of like everybody's wheelie issue right now is like
And if you notice, it's a little bit uphill.
Yeah,
At the
yep.
end.
Yeah.
Like it kind of goes uphill the last 200 feet.
yeah.
if you can make it out there to half track with no wheel speed,
Yeah, right.
after that, it's like just put whatever you want to it. It's crazy.
That's how my car was this past year. I was looking at data logs and I'm like, man, this doesn't even look right. Like it's so smooth. And then it started like carrying the tire out back and my wheelie sensor caught it a couple times, which is like, I mean, both my wheels are 6 inches off the ground at that point. So I was like, man, like what's going on out there? But, and I don't run a hood on the car because every time we've ran a hood on the car, it's
Picks
done.
up air.
Yeah, it picks up air. So we're going to try to get that figured out because I'd like to put a hood on it. But
You almost have to block off the grill.
yeah, that's what I think the issue was because I had a fiberglass front on it before, and the grill was blocked out. And
Yeah.
I never did it. But
We
after
may
I
end
cut
up
it
having
out-
to do that on the Falcon as well because so much air gets under the hood on that thing.
My hood on my car hates its life.
For sure.
Yeah.
It always lifts up in the middle. And
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I always used to see videos of the S10 doing that.
yeah,
Yeah.
it did it too.
Yep.
We won't fix it till it breaks
Yeah, absolutely.
off.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll break off one day and probably hit somebody in the head. But hey, I mean, you won Dig or Die with a front end,
I
no
know.
wing, no butt hurt bar,
Yeah.
Not a Mustang.
not a Mustang.
Not a short
that's-
wheelbase.
Yep.
So congratulations.
Not an
Thank you.
RX-7
Yeah. Yeah.
or like a Datsun or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah. It was crazy though. Like after we won the event, I was so pumped up, like so ready to go home. I was like, yeah, we'll just pack everything up. And I was like, you know what? Like, I know I'm just going to sit here on my phone while I'm trying to drive. Like, and I pounded a bunch of melatonin and just went to bed.
Yeah.
And I woke up and my phone was like, I've never seen anything like it. There was 200 and something messages, 300 friend requests, like, and it got to a point where my phone like locked up on me. And I'm like, I don't know, whatever. Like, okay, cool. Like, we'll just figure it out when we get home, I guess. But it's been super cool. Like, a bunch of cool companies have reached out. Motion Race Works, Comp Turbo has reached out, and they were like talking about a sponsorship, which would be awesome.
great.
Which would be awesome.
Yeah.
That's so awesome to see, man.
Yeah, like the whole sponsorship thing anymore. Like, it's always
And
in
it's
the
not
radio
like you even
cars.
have a YouTube channel or
Oh, I have
anything.
no idea what I'm doing. Yeah,
Like,
I'm just some random guy.
you're literally doing it.
Yeah,
Like,
I'm
I
just,
really think people were just tired of seeing the same 3 people in the finals
Yeah.
every time.
Yeah.
And of course, I've seen your car at that race, like you said,
Yeah.
when you were there really early on, and you've been there, and like you never gave up.
Yeah.
You've been at that race. I feel like you've attended a lot of them.
Yeah.
And you finally came out on top.
Oh yeah, I've been to every one the past 3 years, spring, fall, winter. Like,
You
every
never
one.
gave up.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course, every time you go, you switch your setup, so whatever data you have from before is lost.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's been pretty cool. Everyone's been super super nice. I've had a lot of people, a few hate mails against me, but that's okay.
Really?
Yeah.
You get haters?
Yeah. How about
Means
it?
you've made it.
I
Means you're
do.
doing good.
I do so bad with it because I try to be so like humble and I try to like really just appreciate everything that everybody's telling me, and like, and then I get these people and I'm like, oh no, like I don't even know how to take this right. Like, just try to ignore it, I guess.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I mean, I had never met you until we raced in New York.
Yeah. Well,
And-
you put a car and a half on me there.
I got, dude, that's pure luck. I was throwing darts. Dude.
Hey.
Throwing darts.
Sometimes it works.
Yeah,
Sometimes it works.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it was pure luck, but like it definitely was.
Yeah.
This dude's fast.
Yeah.
That's all I know. So I'm gonna fucking put tune in it.
I was playing the play it safe game.
And that's what I normally do.
Yeah.
It bites me.
Yep.
The one time I was like, I'm going to have to be aggressive. I'm like, I'm either going to fucking spin or he's going to drive out of my life.
Yeah.
So I'd rather just put too much in and fucking spin.
Yeah, we just put a new converter in the car then, and no excuses.
No.
But we weren't really sure. I was down on mile an hour quite a bit, but it is what it is, dude. That's racing. That's
Yeah.
If you can't take a loss, you get out of the sport because you're probably going to lose more than you win.
Yeah, for sure. But what I was saying is like, I'd never met you before. And
Yeah.
I wasn't sure what type of dude you were.
Oh.
But once I came up after the race, and dude, you're a good guy.
Yeah,
you're
I don't
cool
care,
as hell.
man.
So I think I don't like. What is there to hate about you? Like I don't know.
Yeah, we're not
Just
sure.
people can't be happy.
That's what it is. Everybody's
Yeah.
got their Dorito fingers online,
Yeah.
hitting their keyboards, and
Yeah.
you know how it is.
Yeah.
Everyone who's never raced a day in their life telling you how you should live your life. But
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get people saying, "Oh, Falcon needs bigger turbos." you're gonna lose your next race, and they're gonna be like, "Should have had a Pro Charger."
Yeah. No, literally, like,
Should have got a Hemi.
you should have
Yep.
got that big wing on there.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, it's been cool. I think whenever I beat Patches, that was like, I haven't screamed in the car like that in forever. Like, I just recently started wearing like a Hans device. I don't know if you guys wear them or not.
We need to.
We got next gens. I don't know
Yeah.
if you've heard of them.
I got the Samsung Hybrid Sport, I think is what it's called. And I just picked it up used. But I was in the car and I couldn't figure out how to get it off. And I'm screaming, I'm like in the car. I'm like, this is so cool. I'm like trying to scream. And like, I ended up throwing the chute on him. And I felt so bad after. Like, I pulled back into the pits and like instantly like ran up to Patch's trailer. And I was like, dude, I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to like that disrespectfully.
Yeah.
Like, I'm just so pumped.
Probably
he's
hear
a-
him in the shutdown from the car.
Dude, I tried to open my door. Like, I was so excited. I tried to open my door, like, in the shutdown. Like, I was probably still going 100 and something mile an hour. I tried to open the door, and it was like, boom, like, slamming. And I'm like, ah, I'm like, screaming. It was so funny.
You're pulling every lever, pushing
Oh,
every
I
button.
really was, dude. I was like, I'm like punching things. Like, yeah, it was fun.
Patches is pretty cool too. What's his real name?
Charles.
Charles
Yeah.
Corrier. That's right. He's cool too.
Super. Yeah, he's like, I've never had a problem with it. He's super humble. Like,
But he's king shit of that event. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
those-
the last person.
I think he's won more of them than anybody else.
That's the last person I want to line up against there, dude.
Well, we kind of played it pretty good. Like, first round, the car went A to B, and it was cool. Like, and I was like, like it's, it's not where I want it to be, but that'll work. Like, we'll see what happens. I didn't touch the 60 foot at all. The next pass went out there and just annihilated the tire right on the hit, and I was like, so this is how it's gonna be. Like, another digger die event where out of nowhere,
throwing you for a loop.
yeah, and I got back to the trailer, and Noah sent me his draggy because he was either before me or after me, and this was second round, and the number I saw, I texted him back, and I was like, dude, you just broke every record this place has ever seen. Like, I promise. Like, and then I looked at my draggy, and I'm like, I might have just broke a record for how slow I've ever been here. Like, something's got to change. So we got back to the pits, and I called Derek, and I was like, because Derek he's been there for me kind of like when I need him. Like, I could call Derek at 2 o'clock in the morning and he's going to answer the phone. Like, he's just been great to me the whole time. But I called him and I was like, dude, I got to do something. I was like, this, I got to do something. He's like, well, you try this, try that, try this. Like, and then I talked with Noah a little bit, and like, me and Noah work pretty well together. Our cars are super similar. And he gave me some little tricks. And we made a suspension change and a huge tuning change, and went out on the street in between second and third round. Like, yeah, we were like I refused to go home. Like I was like, I'm not like I'm gonna try everything
You
I
gotta
possibly
try
can.
everything
Like,
you can and not spin the tires next round.
yeah, I was like, I know the car can get down on a surface like this. Like I know it can, and I know the car so well. And I've been wanting to try the suspension change that we did, but I was just like, the car's been working so well recently. I'm like getting complacent and not trying new things. So we changed the suspension, went out on the street, and I got back with the draggy and showed everybody, and everybody was like, whoa, like, yeah, that'll work. Like, and the street out there was getting really good during the day. Like, there was probably 200 and something passes out there. So I went on like the opposite side where it was bare. But we went back inside and made a hit that was like a tenth faster than Noah's, and I was like,
wow,
this is it. Like, I texted one of my buddies, Tommy, while he was down at the line, because they pull chips down there. And I was like, dude, we need patches right now. Like, we got to get them right now, if anything. Like, I'm not going to touch anything. I'm just going to tighten up the traction control a little bit. And he texted me back, and he's like, we got patches. And I was
No
like,
way.
yes. I was like, perfect. And yeah, so we went down there and just got it done, man.
That's awesome.
It was super, like, gratifying, I guess would be like how you would put it. Like, it was like, oh my God, like, this hard work that I put into this thing finally paid off. Like, and of course I had my Hans device on, so like we were pretty close to the 330, and then like I started pulling on him, and I couldn't see how far he was. So I was like, tell me he's gonna hit the scramble and just come around me. Like, and I didn't have my scramble hooked up, so I was like, well, I mean, we'll just see what happens, I guess. And it's cross stripe first, and it was pretty sweet.
That's great,
Yeah.
dude.
And then
I can't believe you were testing in between rounds. I can
dude,
believe it, but
I was not going home, dude. Like, I was so sick and tired of going down there and just out of nowhere it's spinning. So
I mean, a lot of people are cooling their shit down between rounds.
Well, then again, there's how many? Well, by third round, there's probably 30 cars left or something.
yeah,
so,
something like that. Yeah.
I mean, it's not like
probably an hour and a half between rounds, maybe.
Yeah.
Hour, maybe.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
still, I
probably
mean, you
about an
make
hour.
2 hits or, one hit between. It's like,
yeah, we had the fans going.
Yeah.
That's for sure. We had the fans going. And plus,
cool.
we've been pushing the car down this year, which has been a little bit of a saving grace there.
Yeah.
Just
you still run water?
yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yep. Full radiator. I mean, it's a little half rad Honda radiator, but yeah, it'll pretty well. I mean, I've driven to the ice cream shop at home and everything.
Yeah.
Like,
Alcohol is magic.
yeah,
I'm gonna go
it is.
reset these cameras. Alrighty. Well, we might as well go ahead and get into it. Been dodging around it. So,
What do you mean?
well, let's
But
talk
the
about
cross drama.
Yeah, the
Oh,
drama.
God. I
The
hate
drama. So, I mean, we've raced at Dig or Die, and we know it's a rule. They have the outside lines, which, whether you think it's dumb, cool, whatever,
It's a rule.
it's a rule, and you got to follow it. And so, look, I was watching the live feed. CJ's our boy. We were rooting for him hard. Like, he's got this car that has, I don't know, he might have like 30 or passes on it now. And he's out there kicking ass at Dig or Die. So we're rooting hard. And I'm watching the
of
live
course.
feed. And, of course, we see him beat that red S10, which he's a hammer, too.
That's a
Isn't it
fast
called
truck.
The Hammer.
The Hammer, yeah.
The Hammer. He's a hammer.
Yeah, that's a fast
And
truck.
so that was huge. So
From the live feed, it kind of splits up. Like, you see, I don't know, 60 to 150 feet, and then you see, like, 500 to 660.
Right.
So, like, you kind of miss part of the middle. So when people said he crossed, I was immediately like, what the fuck? He wasn't even close. And then I was like, oh, no, the out of bounds.
Yeah.
But then I was like, I don't even think he was close to that. And so they called him the winner. And I'm watching the live feed, and then I see all the spectators like run up to him that were like betting on it.
Yeah, right.
And trying to show him videos and stuff. And then they're like, oh, nope, other side. And I was like, well, they didn't even protest it.
look, even my initial reaction, I was like, that's fucking bullshit.
Yeah,
And I'm
right.
fucking,
Yeah, right.
I actually never typed anything. I was sitting there watching it, and
Yeah.
I was saying, oh, no, fucking CJ won. He gapped that motherfucker. Fuck that shit. But, like, I never went online and typed it.
Yeah,
he
right.
fucking did.
Yeah.
Because he's...
Well,
was
dude,
risky.
it's competitive sport.
I
That's,
know.
Even
Yeah.
when you're rooting
You
your
get
boys
fired up,
on,
man.
like,
Yeah,
yeah.
you get fired up. But
Yeah.
I was like, I'm not gonna say anything just in case, because I don't know for sure. But
Yeah.
like, dude, I was like, dude, there's no fucking way he crossed.
The video came out later, and it looked like he definitely crossed the outside line. But
He did.
the only problem I had with it was they used a spectator's video.
which should be against the rules. They always say,
Yeah.
I don't want to fucking see nobody else's
I know it.
video,
I
only
know
the
it.
official video. But my thing is, like, how could they even be prepared for that? Because nobody has you have a middle camera for the tire crack
Right.
and to see crosses and whatnot. But how are you going to have a cross line on the outside and not have some kind of, like, camera on each? Which that's just getting to be fucking too high maintenance at that point.
Right.
But, yeah, I mean, that's my thing. If it really was a spectator's camera, then that's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
But, like, at the end of the day, from the pictures I've seen, he definitely crossed. And I hate to say it, like, he did. And I love CJ to death, but he fucking crossed.
Yeah,
and I don't even know how he did. Next time I see him, I'm gonna bust his ass because the fucking lanes are like
they're like
fit 3
30
buses.
foot long.
Yeah, like how
like
the fuck
30
he's
foot
probably
wide.
looking over like I'm fucking in front.
I bet that's what, dude. I'm serious when I like that Hans device was the best thing I bought because of that. Like, I don't know if you guys saw like last year, but I almost wrecked my stuff racing Gunner. Like,
Oh yeah.
I looked over my shoulder and I got on the scramble at the same time. Before you know it, I was all upset and almost hit the wall out there.
I've done it.
I think that Hans device is like, that's the straightest my car's ever went. Like, and I'm pretty sure that's why, because it's like the only thing I can look at's the
Can't
road.
look
Like,
over.
It's not real fun.
I'm
in
guilty
there.
of it. I look over every pass.
Yeah, same. Yeah,
I try not to.
yeah. But yeah, I would almost put money on it. That's what CJ was doing. He was probably looking over and just because it's not like he was spinning or anything. I've watched the video a ton of times. Like, the car was like dead hooked, and
Yeah.
he's just driving around like.
I'll be honest, there's been some times where like on a really bumpy track, like I ain't even spinning, but at the same time I feel like if I hit a bump and it kind of shoots me off to the left or right, I try not to overcorrect. I just like, because in my mind, the way I see it, if I'm making corrections, I'm losing ET.
Yeah.
So like, even if I'm kind of off
Just
to the left
kinda
or right,
let it
I
take
just,
you off a little bit.
yeah, it's fine. We're
Yeah.
fine as long as we're going straight.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna bust his ass next time I see him, fucking for crossing. That pissed me
Yeah,
off.
there was a lot of. I got a lot of hate mail from the Ohio guys because all that, but
Yeah.
the it was everyone like. I got a guy that messaged me and said that like I wasn't a man because I didn't because what did he say? He said I wasn't a man because I didn't make them let me race CJ, and I'm just thinking like. Well, what about
the fuck?
what
That's
about
not
the
your
guy I'm
problem.
racing in the finals? First of all, like, what about him? Like, he just doesn't deserve to be there, I guess.
Right.
Like,
Yeah.
and yeah, like it's not my. This isn't my deal.
It's not your problem. You're there to race.
I just
You're
raced
there to
whoever's in the
win.
next
Yeah.
spot over. Like, I was getting phone calls from like as soon as we got the car back in the pits from semifinals, I probably got like 8 phone calls from like 8 different people, and they're like, "We need you to get down here. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain. It's gonna rain." I'm like,
Oh yeah, we were watching a live feed. I was like, oh shit, it's sprinkling.
yeah, and it did. It started raining a little bit, and then there I was like trying to calculate for the rain that's on the track now. Like,
And you at this point you think or you know you got the car to beat.
I
how you felt?
Felt pretty good after
Yeah.
third round. Like,
Because did you guys like agree to any like split or like get down
yeah,
to 4
we did.
cars?
Yeah,
You did?
it was when it got down to I think it was like the final 8 or something.
Oh,
I think
yeah?
we did. I did. I felt like I had the car to beat. Like, and that's not even just bragging. Like, sometimes you just have a better car on the surface. Like,
Yeah,
that's just.
for
I'm not
sure.
saying someone can't beat me on the next surface because they very well can.
No,
Like,
for sure.
but I felt super good about it, and we all like my whole team that was with me. We were all like, dude, like we got this. Like, we just need to keep maintaining these numbers,
Yeah.
and we're good.
Sometimes, like, it's crazy. Like, I've been at races where, like you said, you felt like you were going home after first or second
Yeah.
round, and then all of a sudden you find 3 or 4 tenths.
I'm talking.
Out of nowhere.
I picked up a second from
Yeah.
first round,
Jesus.
or from third or second round to third round. Yeah.
Wow.
But yeah, final 8, I think we split like 1,000 of the losers. Final 4, we did 2,000 losers, and then I agreed with Roger, the guy with the S10. I think we did like 10,000, and then whatever's left over.
Wow. That's cool.
Yeah, I'm never not going to split big just because there's too much that can go wrong, like a cross or a jump or a nitrous backfire, whatever it might be. There's too much. You can get a flat going to the staging lanes, and there you are. Like, at least I
Yeah.
got 10 grand now. Like,
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah, I always usually try and split unless somebody really got me pissed off.
Yeah.
That hasn't happened yet.
Yeah.
That's just somebody I really don't like, which even then, like, I'm way too conservative. I think that's my problem. Like,
Yeah.
I always am like, I'd hate to walk away empty handed. Like, if something happens,
yeah,
I'd be sick with myself.
Yeah. We did get down there, and like I got rushed into the staging lanes, and like the guy that I was going to the finals with, he was like, "Oh, I need 20 minutes." And I was like, "Why?" Like, I got my stuff here. Like, I'm ready. Like, just whenever you can get down
That
here.
shit
you know,
always
like,
happens when it's raining.
I know. I'm like, okay. Like,
I need 30,
Yeah,
40,
like-
50 minutes.
yeah.
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 Let me look at my radar.
Yeah.
Oh, I need an hour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, so we got down there and I was like, I came down ready to go. Like, I had everything was ready. Like, I didn't care who I was racing at this point because there was still controversy going on. And there were fighting and whatnot up in like the lanes about who crossed, who didn't cross, whatever. Like, not any of my deal whatsoever. Like, I knew that I was in the finals. I didn't care who was there. So I was trying to get them to get it going because it's starting to rain. Like, it's literally
I'd be
starting to
doing the
sprinkle.
same shit.
Yeah, like I wasn't like being rude about it. Like, well, we need to get this off right now. I was like, dude, like I was talking to Kinston and I was like, it's gonna rain. Like, can we do this like right now or what? And he's like, yeah, let's do it. Blah blah blah. Like, finally they made a call. Got it done. That was yeah. That
It's
was
part
like,
of racing, man.
It really is. Like,
It's just part of racing.
it really is. Like, I don't think. Honestly, I don't know if I could. Every time I have my team with me and there is like a jump or a really close call somewhere, like I usually call like some of my guys on the line. I'm like, did I jump? Like, can we even argue it? And they're like, no. Like, or if it is like even close, like frame by frame, I'll deal with it. But if it's even like a like, oh wow, like yeah, you probably crossed, you know, like you're like, well, hey, you know, tuck your tail between your legs and get in on the next one. Like,
Sometimes I've seen that shit happen and somebody crosses or something, and like I'm like, are we looking at the same video?
yeah,
It's like, dude, you fucking crossed, and they're like, it's
Yeah.
like, dude, they're like they're playing dumb.
Yeah.
Like,
well, you know how it is too. Like, I mean, I'm there to just win at this point. Like, it doesn't matter to me what happened last round. I'm into this round now. Like, last round's over for me. Like, let's just keep getting this done. Like,
Yeah.
yeah, that was there was a bunch of controversy and CJ was. I never like shit talked CJ. Like, I don't even know him. I've seen him at like KD like once. I don't even think I've ever talked to him. Like,
he's shy.
yeah, I don't know. Like, I have no idea.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
He can be quiet.
Yeah, it's
If you don't know him.
right. Well, that's like how I am at the track too. Like, I don't really like talk to anybody. It's just kind of me and my boys, and
Right.
you know, try to go to work when we're there. You know, that's. But I think most of it was like his like followers. Like, I don't
Yeah.
have like a YouTube channel yet. Well, it's coming out, but
Oh, really?
yeah, we did. It's Mad Money Racing, capital M, and capital R. We're gonna figure it out. You know, as everybody.
it out as you
yeah, yeah. Just kind of, who knows? Maybe it'll be like how it was racing. You know,
Yeah.
4 years ago, I never thought I'd be winning Dig or Die, and who knows? Maybe 4 years from now, I'll be able to quit my job or something. That'd be cool.
That's cool.
That'd be great. But yeah, I think it was
Racing for a living is fucking badass, man. Let me tell you.
some kid came to do like my propane at my house yesterday, and he was like looking at the car, and he's like, "Oh, like do you do this for a living?" And I was like, "Man, I wish like that's like the ultimate goal in life, right there."
You had the car for sale for a while, didn't you?
Yeah, I posted it up. I posted everything up. I posted my RV, my trailer, I was like, you know what, like I'm just kind of getting over it. Like, I felt like I was like at the level where I wanted to be. Like, I started winning a bunch this year. I felt like I had the car really under control. And you know how it is. Proven cars sell better than cars that aren't proven. So the car was proven, and I was kind of getting bored with it. Like, I actually put my watch on inside the car, like my Apple Watch, and I won like an event at Berkeley Springs, and I looked at my thing and it was like 49 beats per minute at the end of like the pass to win the finals. Like, I was just didn't care. Like, it just wasn't becoming fun. But after Dig or Die, yeah, like I said, beating patches was like that was crazy.
I honestly feel like I see people like there's a race at Berkeley Springs.
Yeah.
Like, I swear there's one every week.
It's
They're
like
always racing.
I think
there.
they do like once a month, maybe twice a month sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They race there a lot.
Yeah,
I want to go back there with the Falcon.
You should. They the lanes are like even now. It used to be really bad.
Yeah,
like,
it
it
used
would
to be.
favor one side,
Yeah.
then it would favor the next side the next year. But they've been even this whole past year. So
It's good.
Well, there's just so that place is in West Virginia.
That's the place that we originally got the Falcon and tested it before we brought it home.
It's in West Virginia, right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
So
technically.
I mean, there's not many places to race there Probably.
Well,
There's no
it's
tracks.
it's like really on the border of like Maryland, so it's not like West Virginia,
Mhm.
you know, it's far east.
But like in that area, I
Yeah, they
feel
don't
like
have-
that's the place to race.
Oh,
Yeah.
absolutely. Yeah. Everybody from up there is like, that's a good spot to go, honestly, because there's a lot of heavy hitters that come out of there. Like Richie Stein, he's there winning all the time. Justin Gossard, Jacob Mitchell,
It's very competitive.
Dorsey.
It'd be tough for us to go there because we don't have no data there. Like
It
we'd
is.
get our ass rocked
It
probably.
is. Like, we all race there so much that, like,
I don't know about that.
yeah, I don't know if you guys get your ass rocked. But
We'd have to go do some testing, but we have nowhere to freaking test around here anymore. Where are we gonna test that's as shitty as that airport?
it's gotten good.
It's gotten better.
It's pretty good.
Yeah. Gale Road's
I guess
probably
it's gotten
similar
good.
now.
It's gotten
He's
good.
been there, I
Yeah.
guess. I don't know. We'll have to go there.
Yeah.
But I feel like I'm behind. I don't even know if I can still drive my car. We haven't raced since the
last?
airport in Kentucky.
Oh yeah, Lake Cumberland.
Yeah, I
It's
don't
been
even.
a while.
Hopefully, I can still drive. I don't know. I haven't even.
It's like riding a bike.
I haven't been on the
Dude,
laptop.
I've done that before, but I, like, forgot which one was my scramble button or something and grabbed the trans brake out there. Yeah, it was pretty good. Those are pretty good. Yeah, those are fun.
So you said you don't have your scramble button hooked up. Is that a normal thing, or you just that race you didn't have it hooked up?
So here we go with the E-gate thing.
Oh.
A part of my switch to the turbos in the rear, I figured the easiest way to control wastegate pressure instead of dealing with all that piping would be the E-gate on the charge pipe. And it's been super good. I just, I only had 7 hits on the car, like, prior to bringing it to Digger Die. So we weren't sure. The twin 8080s, they're acting like a lot better with lower amount of boost. So, and I didn't have my E-gate table set up for, like, above the amount of boost that I was, like, willing to run at the time. So we didn't even hook it up.
I just wondered if it was like maybe. Some people say, like, I think Mork said it before. He's like, I need to get fucking rid of my scramble button. Maybe it wasn't him, but like, I've heard a lot of people that when they use it, they just they get themselves in trouble, and they're just like, I got rid of it.
Yeah.
I like to use it as a tuning tool sometimes to see if it'll take it. If
Yeah,
I'm
then
way
you
out
just
ahead,
add it in the next.
just add it in the ramp
just
the
add
next
it,
time.
and then you got another 5 for the next one if you
Yeah.
want it. Like, yeah, we try to stay away from it, really, just because, kind of like you said, like, next thing you know, you're in trouble because of
Yeah.
it.
Well, I normally have like 3, 4. If I'm feeling frisky, I'll put 5 on it, you know.
Yeah.
But like I remember at KD one time, I was talking to Jonathan McElroy, which he's doing an awesome job too. That motherfucker,
He really
he's
is,
down to like
dude.
8 cars,
Yeah.
or 4 cars,
4, yeah.
4.
Yeah, he's another West Virginia heavy hitter.
Yeah,
Like,
for
that
sure.
boy does his work.
Yeah, but I was talking to him at KD one time, and I was telling him how I had like 3 or 4 on the scramble, and
Oh, he's probably got 10, 15 on it.
15.
Absolutely.
15.
Yeah.
I was
Yeah.
like, Jesus. He was like, what's your... why are you putting a ramp in it? Just grab the scramble, put 30 on it. I don't know, it's funny, but
I mean,
it's
what
just
do you-
funny to see how some people do things different.
Yeah.
Everyone has their own way to do things, and it's just interesting to me.
Yeah, I was with Noah the one time, and he kind of said the same thing. I was like, dude, I grabbed the scramble, but I just couldn't chase him down. He's like, well, how much you have on the scramble? I was like, 5, and he's like, oh, no, you gotta put like 10 on there. Like, you're gonna go, you know?
My thing is, if I already lost by that much, I'm probably screwed anyways.
Right.
I like to have it in case I'm fender to fender,
Yeah, just
and
need that little.
I just need
Yeah.
100th.
Yeah.
Like, that's why I have it
Yeah,
there.
right.
Well, you small block guys. I mean, 5 on a big block is different though.
Yeah, whatever. This guy
5
over
on the Nova is like another 500
Yeah.
horsepower.
here. Guy thinks he's sweet over here.
Yeah. I mean, what are you getting when you actually hit 5 though? Are you getting like 2 out of it, like actual pressure wise, or?
That's
like
like 1 to
1-to-1.
1 for my car.
Yeah, well, that's cool.
Luckily,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, it's super cool.
That's been really easy for me learning. Everything's pretty much 1 to 1
Oh,
now.
yeah.
Him, since like he was having a really hard time now that he's got fucking 4 cars.
Yeah,
but
yeah.
like everything's kind of different. Like one's like
Yeah.
he tries to set up all of our cars so that they're 1 to 1 or close.
Yeah.
But yeah, like sometimes
You switch back and forth between 2 different cars, and one's 1 to 1 and one's 1.5 to 1, or
I'll just order 4 of them
like-
E-gates, and
yeah.
it's pretty cool. It's like,
Yeah.
I mean,
I
even-
might try it.
You should.
Yeah.
It's definitely worth a try. I'm not gonna say it's like a game changer. Like, that's not why the car's winning or something, but like, it makes things nice for sure.
I think if you have a quality turbo that can handle
Yeah.
it, you're
Yeah.
good.
Yeah, yeah, and it is. I have it inside the car, because I have my piping ran inside the car, intake manifold flipped backwards, but I have
So
it
all that air, where is it bleeding off?
just down into the
Just
passenger side.
Yeah.
But it's pretty loud in the car, and it kind of makes the car just feel like a total piece of shit. Like the first time I thought it was breaking. The first time I let go of the trans brake in it, like you can actually hear like the electric valve more than you can hear the air.
Really?
Yeah, like you can do a test on it with the fuel tech, and like it'll like open and close it to calibrate it, and it's loud, like just it opening and closing with the car off. So once you let go of the trans brake, it's just in there. It's like, and it starts getting extremely loud and extremely aggressive. I was in the car and I was like, oh no, like, it's gonna blow apart on me.
Yeah, I'd be scared about that too.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is cool for like, I don't want to give away too many little secrets, but it is cool if you get like a big loop in like your map pressure or something from pulling too much time or whatever you're doing, even if the car's like spinning, like a lot of people see like map pressure spikes.
Oh yeah.
And it kind of narrows that out pretty good. Like,
yeah.
It's helped me.
We definitely see that. And that's one of the downsides of having a turbo car is pulling timing doesn't really kill a lot of power sometimes.
Yeah.
It just makes more boost.
Yeah.
So that's why a lot of people want to go to the Pro Charger because you can pull a bunch of timing and it really kills it.
Yeah, I was so close to pulling the trigger on a Pro Charger before Dig or Die.
That's me.
It'd be really loud. Really, really loud.
I've just been seeing how well Casey Max is doing, and I'm like everyone else where like I'm not afraid to try something. Like
I think turbos are definitely still relevant.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm not spinning it.
So something you mentioned earlier, I was going to ask, and I just remembered. So what's your normal job?
So I'm a union lineman, union journeyman lineman. I do like all the power line work. Right now I've been working with like all the helicopters all the time, so it's pretty cool. We're hanging off helicopters, and
whoa,
no wonder my heart rate's low racing the car.
Yeah,
but
that's badass.
Yeah, it's fun. It's a good time.
So you're doing like really high stuff.
Yeah, so we'll either do like long line stuff where you're attached to like a 75-foot line and you're working like underneath the helicopter, or they drop you off on towers.
Damn.
Or you'll do like skid transfers and stuff where
like some G.I. Joe shit.
It is pretty cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. It's definitely like a job that you're not like, oh,
pretty
man,
labor intensive.
Like, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You're like standing on the side of the helicopter and he'll take you up or something, and then you like you step off the helicopter onto the tower. Like,
no way.
It's cool. Yeah, I'm definitely super thankful for my job because it's.
How did you get into that?
Just an apprenticeship. I once again knew nothing about nothing and was getting to a point in my life where I needed to make more money because I wanted all the cool stuff. And,
Did you have to go to school or anything?
Yeah, so it's like a 3-year apprenticeship, and you kind of do like schooling through the 3-year apprenticeship. It's like online schooling through it, and it's all hand to hand. But yeah, it was a 3-year apprenticeship, and
that's pretty awesome. I love hearing about people that do stuff like that. Really cool jobs. That you don't think about.
Yeah, it was pretty cool. Like you can kind of just skip around wherever you want to go. Like as soon as I like topped out at work, I moved to California for like 6 months. Worked out there. Like just kind of been all over.
So you have are you married, or I know you have kids, right?
No kids.
No. You don't?
No kids. Not married.
You're thinking of somebody else.
No, yeah. I thought I was scoping out the Facebook. And I thought I saw you with some kids, but maybe not.
Yeah, probably.
You got a girlfriend?
Probably my buddy's kid.
Oh.
Yeah, I got a girlfriend back home now. Yeah. So
that's good.
Yeah, it's actually my ex-girlfriend from before that made me buy the car in the first place.
So really? Good.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
It's a continuous roundabout.
So she likes racing?
Yeah, she's
That's
pretty
cool.
She's pretty cool.
You know what they say, like you let them go, if they come back, it's real.
Yeah, right? Yeah, it's like that roller coaster you just can't quite get off of.
Yeah.
But that's all right.
So what do you do in your free time?
Racing.
That's it.
Yeah, that's it's been nothing but racing the past 3-4 years, especially the past 2 even. I work out of town most of the time, and that's what a lot of people don't see is like I have my day job, like I put in my day job 12 hours a day or whatever it might be, but there's a lot of times where I'm driving 3-4 hours home to go work on the race car and then getting a couple hours of sleep and waking up and doing the same thing all week long just to get it done. Like I'm like like Hustle and Horsepower, right? Nick, obviously everybody knows him. He's like kind of a psycho, right?
Yeah.
So he'll like not sleep for like days on end. Like I'm like a little bit milder version of him, but I'm the same way. Like once I start something, I literally cannot stop. Like I did that whole turbo kit and like the E-gate swap and everything in like a week and a half or something. Like just didn't sleep, didn't care to sleep.
I get it. How old are you?
I just turned 27.
So I'm 27 too.
Yeah.
November 26th.
Yeah. Yeah. My birthday was in July. So
What are your goals for like 2024?
I would like to say to slow down on racing so much, but I know it's not going to happen. Like I hate racing in the summer. I really do. It's so hot and miserable.
Brutal
And
sometimes.
I remember this past year just pouring water over my head in between rounds. Like, oh my God, can we please?
It's like an
just-
endurance race sometimes.
It really is. Like, especially like, I don't know about you guys, but like, I do a lot of chassis changes through the day. Like, I'm always underneath the car, or adjusting ride height, or whatever it might be. Bar angles, even. Like, I get pretty out of control sometimes, probably more than I need to. But man, just sweaty and dirty, and I would like to stop a little bit, but it's so hard to leave a competitive car in the garage.
Yeah.
Like I just bought a boat recently. I bought a wakeboard boat, but I have a lake like 8 minutes from my house, so
That's fun.
Try to go out
especially
there.
when it's
yeah,
hot.
yeah. We'll try to go out there a good bit, but I think I would like to just
Slow down a little bit
take
in
a
the
little
warmer
step
months.
back. Yeah, even just like June and July, August. Like,
Maybe just do one a month in
yeah,
the summer.
yeah,
or
something like that.
So are most of your winnings probably going to go back into the car?
That
or are you
money
gonna
was-
buy another boat? What are you
That
gonna
money
do?
was spent years ago on the car. Like you know how it is, man.
Yeah.
Everyone thinks you're killing it, but you got a $130,000 program, and yeah, you just won 20 grand. Cool, like right, like okay, and now I need to make up another 110. Like you know, like
Yep, it comes and it
it
goes.
really does. It really
but
does.
it's nice to keep. Nice to
Maybe the YouTube
if
channel will
you-
help with that. Hopefully
Hey,
that takes
that
off.
would be awesome, dude. Like,
Help pay for some
We
racing
can help with that,
expenses.
you know?
yeah. That would be, yeah, I'm probably gonna need you guys' help.
Well, hey, if you know nothing about it, you typically tend to do pretty good.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
Yeah.
I'll just
Keep starting new hobbies or whatever
Yeah.
you don't know about. You'll probably be fucking solid.
yeah. I guess I don't know. I think the whole YouTube thing is. We talked about it like before, like in the past years, and like I was like, man, like that would be awesome, but like our car sucks. You know, like we're just like going out second round all the time. Like it's not gonna be really cool content.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's definitely a thing. I just don't want it to get in the way of like my family time. Like I don't want it to be like here I am at the lake now having fun. And I got a camera in my face, right? Like
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
like, which I don't know how you guys like.
That's one of the big things that why I didn't want to show a lot of our personal life.
Right. Like,
sometimes.
it takes away from the
But
job. Like
my dad's channel is different where like he shows everything.
Right.
Like his daily life. He's filming he'll take a day off here and there.
Yeah.
But that's tough.
Yeah.
That's tough for
yeah.
sure.
I actually just started like actually watching YouTube probably like a couple months ago. Like I started watching like Casey Mack stuff. And before that, dude, I didn't even like I think it was like last year I just figured out who Beater Bomb was. Like I'm like pretty closed off. Like I don't really know anybody. Like I go to
get
races
that.
and I'm just
Yeah, sometimes I'll draw somebody and God, I have a lot of bad stories. Sometimes I'll draw somebody at a race that's supposed to be well known.
Yeah.
And I'm like, hey, what car do you got? Like,
Yeah.
who do I look for in
Yeah.
the lanes? And like, dude, it's fucking me. And
do
I'm
you
like,
know who I am?
Oh, you remember
yeah,
the time
yeah. Here we
He was
go.
at PRI last year.
Okay,
right?
so it was last year. I just raced him at Milan. It was a fucking schoolboy.
Okay.
First time I
See,
ever.
I don't even know who that is. So
Right. Well, so I had just figured out about him recently at the time. So I raced Schoolboy and I won. Pulled it out of my ass. He's fucking fast. Pulled it out of my ass.
You didn't pull it out of your ass, but okay.
Well, according to
discredit
him,
yourself way
according to
too
him, he
much.
was down 106 mile an hour because of his converter problem. So whatever. And I was in the good lane. So I don't know. Whatever. I try and be humble. Anyways, I race him. I beat him. It's the first time I ever met him. And then at PRI that year, he comes up and he's like, "Hey, what's up, Tommy?" And then he was joking about how I busted his ass or whatever. And I was like, "Oh, dude, I don't remember." I was like, "What car do you got?" He's like, "Fucking white Mustang." I'm like, "Dude, I raced so many white Mustangs." And then I like mentioned Billy about it. First of all, I was on like 3 hours of sleep, but Oh, dude, I felt so bad. I messaged him immediately. I'm like, dude, I'm so fucking sorry. Like,
You thought he was a fan, didn't you?
yeah, I didn't recognize him.
Well,
I
that's
didn't
where, like-
I didn't like his face wasn't in my memory.
Yeah, I'm sure it's tough though. Like, I know even with me, and I'm like a nobody. You know, I still have people coming up to me like talking to me nonstop. But like you guys, like everyone knows you guys, so I'm sure there's just so many people that are stopping by and trying to talk. And like, I had to put a Facebook post out this year, and I was like, listen, like I mean this very respectfully. Like, I need everybody to like kind of chill a minute. Like, if I'm still in competition, like I'm busy. Like I'm there to win. Like it's still very much so a hobby for me, but like,
Dude, that's the
I'm
toughest
coming to
part
win,
about being a YouTuber.
yeah, like
Or
you're-
being like Chief or, you know,
Yeah.
anybody like from street, any of them guys, it's so hard.
It's
Yeah.
so tough because like we'll be at a race, we'll be at like War in the Woods,
Yeah.
and somebody came from Australia, or
Yeah.
somebody came Possum, shout out Possum, and then you got somebody that comes from Washington, and you're like about to get ready to race, you're putting clicks in your shocks, and they're trying to talk to you, and
I love it.
You've
I love
already
it.
reset like
Yeah.
6 times,
Yeah.
and you're just like.
You're like, all right, 1, 2, 3, fuck.
Yeah.
1, 2,
Like you're
3.
trying to be cordial, but like these people
Yeah.
have fucking spent thousands of dollars just to get to this race,
Yeah.
and you're like trying to like be nice, but you're also trying to like there's been so many times I forget to set my draggy or something. Like there's been a lot of shit
Yeah.
that I forget to do, and it's hard to balance it all.
Yeah.
There's
And
not
I-
really a good answer for what to do either.
I
Like,
try-
I wish
just
I
gotta
could
deal
talk
with
to
it.
everybody, and it's
Yeah,
just
right,
hard.
right.
It's
I
tough.
tried even like at Digger Die, you know, I was like underneath the car screwing with some stuff, and some guy was talking to me and talking to me and talking to me. I was like, hey, like, I said, I don't mean to be rude, but like, I got a bunch of stuff to do here. You know, he's like, oh, okay. And just got off his golf cart and just kept following me around talking. I'm like, oh no, like, dude, I really just need to like do this real quick. Like, I got to get down there.
Dude,
There-
when
there are
when
some
you're firing all
langers at Rockingham.
cylinders,
I know. And it's like, sometimes I feel like I probably come off as rude because I'm just so focused on
Yeah.
what needs done with the car, like what needs done with the tune up. Like,
And here's the bad thing, like, people will talk shit because you don't go and talk to them, but then they'll get on the internet and talk shit because you lost the race.
yeah, yeah,
Too.
Yeah, it's like,
So
dude,
it's
pick
like-
one. Like, you want me to be fun or like you want me to win? Like,
Yeah. You're like, well, he fucking sucks.
Yeah.
And he's,
Yeah,
whatever.
Yeah, I had
sucks.
to. I had to make
It's
like a
hard.
Facebook post this year because I had just had. I mean, I'm sure you guys get it too. Like, I finally just like kind of. I don't want to say I figured the car out, but like I'm getting there, right? So like, there's still stuff I want to try, but like I'm getting a grasp on it. Like it pretty much goes down every pass anyway. Like, so many people are. Oh man, what should I do here? What should I do there? Like, or coming up to me mid competition, like, can you help me adjust my blah blah? blah? I'm like, dude, I'm sorry, but like, no, like I had to make a Facebook post. I was like, listen, like if I'm in competition, like I will gladly help you after the races. I have no problem doing that, but I just need like everybody to just take a step back. Like,
yeah.
There's so
It's
much,
tough.
dude. Especially when you're tuning more than one car. Like,
oh man, I do that too. Yeah, I tune a buddy's car, and it's a lot, man. Like, it's extremely tough to keep up with everybody and everyone's
people
computers
think you're
and-
not working on a car, but in your head, you're thinking
Oh.
of so many different
My head
things
never
all
stops.
the time.
I'm like a borderline psychopath inside my head.
Yeah.
It never stops. I'll be driving to work. I'm like, man, I wonder if I'd have done that. Like, I wonder what would have happened there. I bet I screwed up in the tune-up there. I'll be like texting Derek, like mass text messages, and he's probably like, man, this kid's a psycho.
2 in the morning.
No, yeah,
Yeah.
Did he just leave me alone, dude?
But
Like,
that's what it takes to win.
it really does, yeah. Like,
You have to be obsessed with it.
I get so frustrated when I see people who, you know, they come to races and they knock the tire, right? It happens. Everyone's done it. Then they come to the next race and they knock the tire. And then they come to the next race and they knock the tire. It's like, dude, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
You should see Tony in his fucking clutch ordeal. Jesus.
yeah. It gets back to like when Derek texted me and he said, dude, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing and expecting a different result. So that like,
I
goes
think
to
some
my head a
people
lot.
are just like okay with it. Some people are okay. That's the only thing I can think.
I just see people like Berkeley Springs Airport, wheelie, 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 wheelie. Like, dude, try something different. Like, the surface is only going to get better here. Like, and they're so mad, you know, they're throwing their helmet because they're wheeling or, you know, this or that. And I'm like, well, I mean, throwing your helmet isn't going to help.
Tighten up
like,
front
yeah,
shocks.
maybe
Couple clicks.
Got a
try
cool
some
thumbnail though.
Yeah.
Maybe take like
Move
that
some weight.
yeah, take that 900 pounds out of your trunk. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah. But you know, that is what it is. That's you can't fix.
Not everybody can be winners though.
Yeah. Yeah.
Some people
No,
will just,
I think everybody can be winners if you fucking put your mind to it.
Yeah, but some people don't want to. Some people don't have the drive.
But everybody could have the drive.
If they had the drive, everybody could be a winner. Say it that way. That's the missing piece. You got to have the drive. A lot of people think it's unlimited money, but I mean, unlimited money without the drive, it still doesn't equal success.
That's something I think about a lot too. Is like everyone's like, of course, the small tire world has been changing a lot in the past couple of years, and now it's becoming possible. Everybody's getting a chassis car, right? Like that seems to be the new trend the past couple of weeks, right? Chassis cars are awesome. Like they're super light, they're super cool. You can do all kinds of cool stuff with them, but you still got to know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Like if Joe Schmo goes out and buys a chassis car with this awesome 540 big block in it with twin 98s, you know, it makes all the power in the world. Like that still means nothing to me. Like this kid in the Fox body who just tested 9 times this week is still going to whip his ass. I mean, we got so comfortable being on the street at home. Like we have like a test spot. We had bean bags in the middle of the road, like testing all sides. We just hung out there and just tested to sets and sets of tires. Like I think that's more what it takes than money, honestly.
Yeah.
I mean, money obviously plays a big factor because if you get that person with the chassis car and the knowledge and the drive, that's a bad person. Yeah. Like
So here's what I have to add. When it comes to the YouTube stuff, like my two passions are racing and this here, cameras.
Right.
Video.
Yeah.
YouTube. Making videos. Like I want to make I can't wait for this pad race coming up.
Yeah.
I can't wait to race, but I also can't wait to put the fucking coolest video. Like we're about to go buy this new lens with some Christmas money.
Yeah.
And I'm about to go all fucking out. We got another camera guy we're bringing this year. Like
that's awesome.
I'm gonna make a full blown fucking movie. But
Yeah.
that's the thing is he's talking about drive and wanting it more, and I'm like, I could be doing more for the racing program. I could be doing this. I could be doing that. But then I'm like, that's the toughest part is like, half of my energy is going into this and half my energy is going into that. And so I've been trying to like, that's
put
the thing.
all your
like,
energy into one thing is like
if I put more energy into this, my racing program suffers.
That's how it goes. Yeah.
But if I try more with racing, then the video shit suffers. So
yeah,
that's what I've been battling.
You're stuck. You're stuck. You need to hire some people or something.
We have. But it's hard also to hire somebody with the camera stuff and hand it off and trust. Because I'm always going to feel like I'm going to try the hardest at it.
Right. Which you probably are. Yeah, you probably are.
Yeah, like the channel and everything, like as much as it is his, like it's my baby too. Like, and I want to put so much into it, but also with the racing. So that's what I've been battling with.
Yeah.
Is trying to balance it all.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so many hours in a day, right?
Right.
And if you stay up all 24 of those every day, you get pretty tired.
Yeah. Yeah. But that's what to expect if your YouTube shit, which it's going to take off.
I hope so. That'd be so cool.
I think it will.
Even just to make a couple dollars just to help with the buy-ins and stuff. Like I do pretty well at work. I really do, but it's all so much money. Like I mean, I don't win every event.
The day you can go to a race and the YouTube video pays for your fuel.
That would be perfect.
Yeah.
Even just to help with a buy-in or something.
Sure.
You know, whatever. Like, and I got friends back home, you know, and like, eventually, if I could possibly make enough money, you know, like, I would literally just pay one of those guys to do my video stuff for me, so I can like relax a little bit and they can quit their job. It's a win-win for both of us. Like,
I was gonna make a joke. I was gonna say. So with the YouTube shit, there's 2 types of people in this world, okay? There's no prep YouTubers, and then there's no preppers that fucking hate YouTubers. There's no in between.
Yeah.
It's like all the other racers fucking despise all the ones that have YouTube channels. It's like they automatically think you're just a fucking asshole. It's the worst.
I don't know, like, I'm such a like state of myself type of person that like I just don't even care.
It doesn't bother you, does it? Right. So
no, like
there's some people out there like him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still.
Like you could see like I mean I post some stuff online like dude literally in between like semifinals and finals of it wasn't semifinals, it was like 4th and 5th round or something. Like we're usually like pretty serious. Dude, we were like dancing in the trailer, like just completely unbothered by the whole event, like just kind of having fun. And I think that's where people kind of get a little lost is where they get so wrapped up in like, oh, I gotta win.
What other people are doing too.
Yeah. Like, so I don't know, when it comes to the whole YouTube thing, like I'm not sure if like people really love drama, right? So like, and that's like totally opposite of what I'm trying to do. Like, so
Yeah, that's a hard thing too. I mean, there's a reason every news outlet reports on fucking shitty stuff.
Right.
It's like,
Yeah.
damn, somebody put out
It
some
must get
positive
more
shit.
views.
yeah,
Right.
Did you see who's doing
Right.
what? Like,
Yeah.
The crash videos get the most views.
Right.
Yeah.
Always.
yeah,
And
Yeah.
that's unfortunate.
yeah. We need to learn how to like somehow generate that into like GoFundMe's for those guys.
Yeah.
You know, like or something.
Luckily, that's a whole nother fucking thing, dude. We didn't
People
even
that get
talk
mad about
that.
GoFundMe's for
Yeah, 'cause
racers.
somebody, well, like, did somebody try and start a GoFundMe for Ryan?
Yeah, somebody tried to start a GoFundMe to get him a shell for his Firebird.
I mean, what's wrong with that?
Yeah, and
Right.
then the guy from New York that was doing the tire crap cam for Rowdy, he got on there and made a post about, well, this guy's traveling around. Imagine traveling around the country with a big block Pro Charger car and all this nice shit and winning everywhere, and you start a GoFundMe to build. And it wasn't even him that started the GoFundMe. He just made himself look like an ass.
Yeah, I feel like Ryan like kind of made it pretty clear that like he doesn't have a bunch of nice shit. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, his program's really simple.
He
Like,
has to keep winning to keep racing.
yeah, like he's got a super nice truck, but like his trailer is nothing crazy. Like the Firebird is not in good shape. Like I saw it like this past weekend. I was like, dang, like old girl's been through some shit. You
Makes
know,
you feel a little better though. It's like, damn, you can get by with some
dude.
stuff.
Yeah, like you don't need the newest paint job, or like you don't even need a front end. I guess like you don't.
He wasn't even on beadlocks.
Yeah,
He was on some fucking
yeah. He
like,
doesn't care.
Stars.
He
yeah.
doesn't care.
Fuck it.
Yeah. So I don't know.
How much of do you think the wing is to blame, or do you think he just was running a bunch of weight, like
I
for
would.
it to take off like that?
I would put big money on it that if I had a hood on my car, it would have done the exact same thing.
Really?
There were some cars without wings that did it too. That Mustang that looks like Boston
What's his name?
George.
Justin Lee
Justin
or
Lee,
something?
yeah.
It did. It just didn't
It did it.
fucking take off all the way, but it
Yeah.
was on the bumper.
It almost took off, yeah.
Yeah.
I would put big money on it. My car would have done the exact same thing.
Air
And
under
that just sucks.
Yeah.
Like, and that's like the perfect recipe right there. Like, you're,
the only reason that Justin's car didn't do that is because the hood popped.
So do
The
you think
hood-
if you put a wing on it, would have done it?
I don't know. We're not
You don't
putting a
know.
wing on that thing.
Right. Yeah.
Please don't. There's
Yeah.
something.
The fucking day that everyone has to start running wings to be competitive, like the big stupid wings, I'll just go fucking race in the streetcar class. Like that shit's not fun to me.
I'm not gonna say I'm not gonna do it ever, just because I'm gonna look like an ass when it's 3 years later and I now have a big following on YouTube. Now everybody hates me because I have a wing on my car. But
Right.
I would rather not.
Right.
As
Like
long as you can keep winning without.
yeah,
winning.
like I mean, it was cool because like Big Chief even gave me like a shout out. I don't know this guy. I didn't even know he knew me. Like
Yeah.
he gave me a shout out, and then like I posted up. I was like, dude, thanks for like the shout out. And like
That's cool.
he
posted-
really pays attention.
he
to
posted
people.
back on my thing, and he's like, dude, I've known you like and the car very well. Like huge fan. Like what? Like
He's
me?
quite
Like
the,
are you
like,
sure?
he just
Like
sits back and just observes
Yeah.
everything. I swear.
yeah, and like. Dude, the owner of Fuel Tech like got a hold of me and was like, "Hey, man, congratulations!" I was like, "Dude, what? Like, are you me? Like, like I don't even know who I am. Like, I don't
Yeah.
even know who I am. I
Yeah,
guess
it's
I don't
awesome.
know. Like, it was pretty cool.
It's cool.
It was super cool.
It's awesome, man. Do you have anybody you want to shout out?
I would say just some of my like main people. Noah Stein, he has Simple Concept race cars up in Connecticut. He's been a saving grace to me. We work together super well on that stuff. Whether it's my data we're using or his, it seems like both our cars are always rolling pretty good. Derek Burton, bootleg tuned. He's been there since day one. Like, obviously since day one. I mean,
Yeah.
tell me to put the old fuse in the in the onboard air. Jim Bob with Stripper Glitter. He's been doing everything in the world for me, hooking me up with that stuff. And then just all my boys back home. Tommy Long, Max, Matt, Zach Caswell. I mean, all those guys. They're always at the house. They're always helping. They're always pushing me to get better. Like, and I think that's what really made the program start rolling pretty hard. Is when Matt got his car done. He's got that blue Fox body. We haven't quite figured it out just yet, but it's getting there. I think like our little competitive edge like really made things take off
It
because
helps a lot. Man.
I had someone local to me that was actually like giving me like a run for my money. So I was like, man, like I gotta go faster, faster and faster.
I feel like
how it
I need
goes.
more of that. Like we're pretty competitive with each other, but like locally around here, I don't have anybody that I'm super competitive with, other than maybe CJ that we go back and forth.
It's not because you're just blowing everybody out of the water. It's because fucking everyone keeps selling their cars
Yeah.
around here.
I think that's where you get like, if Matt wouldn't have been around home, like would I have just been complacent on where I was? Probably, like it always takes that person to like shove you a little bit. And
Yeah.
I'm sure when Perry comes back,
That was the
Dude,
dude,
that's a-
man.
that was the
That
guy.
was the guy that
you
pushed
were
me.
growing.
That thing is awesome.
Yeah,
That's the whole reason I built my Nova, and that I can't wait till he gets back into racing, man.
Yeah, me too.
Till he's back.
Yeah, I
Isn't he-
fucking
isn't he
hate
in,
racing him, but
is he like
damn,
in jail or something?
Yeah.
Hey,
Hopefully he gets out soon.
that'd be great. His stuff was rolling.
yeah.
He's an OG around here too. Like
Yeah.
he was street racing like early 2000s.
Yeah. I went into the
Well,
finals
yeah.
with him at KD, the one event, and it ended up
Oh,
raining.
yeah.
It ended up raining, so we split. But he was like so nice. Like
He's a good dude.
He was super cool. Like,
He is.
and at the time that was the first finals I've even been in, and I was like, dude, I don't even know what I'm doing here. Like, I'm just kind of hanging out. He was like, oh, cool. He was like super nice. Like,
It's cool.
yeah.
Well, we appreciate having you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you for
thank you.
driving up and,
Yeah, absolutely.
and stopping and hanging out with us. And
Yeah.
congrats on your win.
Yeah, thanks.
You're
Thanks.
fucking doing awesome, man.
Yeah, we're just gonna
Keep it
plugging
going.
along.
I would have never thought that you bought that car 4 years ago. I thought
I had no idea.
I was
either.
ready for a
Yeah.
KC
My
Max
first
story.
V8 car to be like
I was ready for a KC Max story where like, yeah, well, it
Had the
started
car
out as
for
a
20 years.
Had the car.
Yeah.
Well, fuck. I mean, he's only 27.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. Like,
Yeah.
you're doing an awesome job.
Yeah.
And
Thank you.
Hopefully you don't sell the car.
I don't
because-
think it's going anywhere anytime soon.
Yeah,
no.
hopefully you don't.
Is the YouTube channel up yet?
It's up. Yeah, we haven't posted a single video yet. We're
Right.
trying to I want to try to make sure everything's like all set up before I
Yeah.
spread out these shitty videos.
So
Like,
try to get it up by the time this video goes up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll help boost it
Yeah,
right
I will.
off the bat.
I will. At least
For
we'll
sure.
get like a video or two up.
Yeah. Just an introduction or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
I don't know if I'll get this up before or after we go to the pad. If I have time tonight, I'll whip it up, but
Yeah.
we'll see.
I have an intro made up, so maybe I'll just put it up there anyway and
Yeah, just put something.
try to
up.
stir up some drama or something.
There you go. That'll do it. Well, we appreciate you, man.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
And
Yeah.
thank you.
Thanks for having me.
So